Hello, and welcome back to F1 2021 Driver Career Mode. My name is Chris. Welcome along to what is the penultimate race in the season, in this game cycle. So we're headed to Mexico today. Last time in Italy, we had a stinker. We were on pole position, and we lost that position pretty early on in the race. We had a bit of a few moments. But ultimately, none of that mattered because we ended up retiring with a gearbox issue. So anyway, we're going to put that behind us. We're going to see what we can do in Mexico as we head to the track for qualifying. Here we go then on our first flying lap of the Mexican circuit. Not one that I have a ton of experience with. So this is going to take some time to get up to speed as we come round to complete the lap into the super tight stadium section. Not a fan of this, I've got to be honest. Just can't quite get the feel and the flow through there, and if you make one mistake, the whole section is pretty much done for. As we come across the line then in P15, as I was saying, not a ton of experience around this track. However, we are making improvements, 5-6 tenths up at the moment as we come to cross the line on what will be our second flyer. Around the last corner, over we go, and we make a marginal improvement up to P14. Good enough, though, to put us into Q2. However, that could well be as far as we go. But let's see as we head into Q2. Max Verstappen on blistering pace. As always, Charles Leclerc right up there. And Sebastian Vettel in P3.
Everyone ready? Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go indeed. On to what is looking like it will be, in the not too distant future, a wet track. You can see already on the screen a few water droplets, which means the track is getting wet. And you join us as we are beginning an attempt at a fast lap. And the track getting progressively wetter and wetter and wetter, so this is going to be an interesting one. On the soft tyre, having to brake a lot earlier than we would like, be a lot gentler on the throttle than we would like, through the stadium section at what feels like a snail's pace. Lando Norris doing a 118. What can we do? So cross the line for a 119.6 and currently a P3. And we make it into the shootout then. That's luck, I would say, given that Max, Vettel, Tsunoda, Leclerc all did their laps on the intermediate tyre. That was lucky on our part. So let's see what we can do in Q3 then on the intermediates. It's properly raining now as we come across the line. It's a P4. Don't think it's going to stay that way though. Back in the garage, we're just waiting to see what everybody else does. And of course, 125.6 for us. That's 2.4 seconds off the leaders. Not ideal. Coming round to see what improvements we can make. A second of improvement, but that's, as we've seen, nowhere near enough, and the leaders are probably getting faster. This is not looking good for us. Cross the line then for a P8. Is that where we're going to stay? Let's find out. Yes it is. So P8 on the grid for the race then. Sebastian Vettel on pole position. Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri up in second. And Antonio Giovinazzi is on third. The rain, man, it really, really changes things. Anyway, let's head then to the grid and see what we can do in this Mexican Grand Prix from 8th place. It's going to be an interesting one, I think.
Welcome along to the most populous city in North America and home now to the Mexico City Grand Prix. It's a sellout crowd as usual here at one of the shortest circuits on the Formula One calendar. So who, I wonder, will the crowd cheer on today to the top step of the podium? We're a long way above sea level here in Mexico today, which could pose some cooling issues for the cars as they make their way around this 2.6 mile lap. 17 corners with top speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and watch out for potential overtaking into turns 1 and 4. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And Antonio Giovinazzi lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Sainz, Power, Russell, Stroll and Valtteri Bottas.
Well, Yuki Tsunoda then, throwing away his front row start because he's taken a grid penalty. Unfortunate for him, our reliability so far, apart from, a couple of issues, has been pretty good. So, let's head to the grid then. The 5 red lights are on. And we're underway for the Mexican Grand Prix. Off the line then, the 2 Red Bulls, fantastic start. They've been starting super well this season, but what are we going to do from 8th position? Not a great start for us so far as we head on that long run into turn 1. We're going to go for a massive dive up the inside. Whoa, what can that do for us? Not a lot so far. It doesn't seem like. The 2 Ferraris ahead of us as we jump past one of them. Charles Leclerc just ahead. Where's that put us? Up to P6. 2 places gained then on the start. Sorry, 1 place gained on the start because we started in 7th after Yuki's penalty. Big dive there on our teammate. As we jump on board, off board with Max Verstappen. Lando Norris completes the top 3 and Sebastian Vettel leading this race currently. We're up into P4. Not a bad start. Let's see if we can hold on to this and make the best of what was a tough qualifying for us. We definitely got better pace than that Mercedes ahead. So I reckon we could be on for a podium here today. As we come round on the first lap. Ferrari having a little look up the inside from Giovinazzi. Norris keeping pace with the 2 Red Bulls. We seem to be catching a little bit. It's early on, we've got 36 laps, plenty of time to catch up. On to lap 4 then.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.7 seconds.
Yeah, unfortunately for us, the top 3 have absolutely run away with this so far. And we've sort of got a bit of a train behind us. Of course, DRS is available now, so it's going to leave us pretty vulnerable if we don't get a move on. I'm surprised at Leclerc, honestly. I thought they'd be doing a little bit better. Here comes, speaking of, here comes Charles Leclerc on Antonio Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi goes a little bit defensive into turn 1. Can Leclerc hold it around the outside? Yes, because it gives him the inside line, but Giovinazzi is not done here. And hold on a minute. In P7 is a Williams, the Williams of George Russell, which we've not really seen much of at all season. Goes for a massive dive on Giovinazzi, and Leclerc almost makes it stick. Does make it stick on Giovinazzi. So George Russell in the Williams in P6. What is this race? Back on board with ourselves then. We've got a yellow flag back there. Zhou Guanyu is out of this race. That is unfortunate for the Aston Martin driver. As we're just trying to do everything we can to catch up with those top 3. I don't think it's going to happen. So we're going to settle in. Try and look after our P4.
Okay, gap ahead is 4.7 seconds.
Let's see if we can bring it home. We just need a result, honestly, after the terrible race we had with that DNF in Monza last time out. We just need a good result as Charles Leclerc right on our tail here. And we're letting him through. We pulled over. Letting him through. Charles Leclerc's got better pace than us. There's no point really holding him up. Team orders. No fighting. I mean, fair enough. If we haven't got the pace, what are we to do? Plus, if we can hold on to the back of Charles Leclerc and keep hold of his DRS, then we might be able to pull away from Russell and the light behind. So let's see what we can do as we head deeper into the 8th lap of the Mexican Grand Prix. Oh, a bit of a moment there. Leclerc then into the pit lane on lap 12.
The pit window, you'll be on the hards.
We're going for a 1-stop. Interesting strategy. Out goes Max Verstappen on the medium tyre by the looks of it. It'll be a 2-stop. goes Lando, also on the medium tyre by the looks of things, and Charles Leclerc as well on that medium tyre. So most of the field going for a 2-stop. We're going to roll the dice, go for a 1-stop and see what we can do as the 2 Red Bulls. Oh my goodness, big moments for us. I mean, 13 laps in, those softs will be screaming at us by now. Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel on our tail then, chasing us down. Just shows you how much of a lead they managed to pull out. And we just don't really have a chance. We're just doing everything we can at the moment to hold them up, to give Leclerc a better chance. Super deep there. Not the best line, I would say. So we come round to complete lap 13 then. What are we going to do here? Are we going to keep going, or are we going to pull in? Max is having a look. We're going to keep going, but we've got no chance. Look how close the Red Bulls are. Both of them have arrived on the scene, and it's going to be a double overtake for them. Not a lot we can do, unfortunately. We just attach ourselves to the back of the gearbox of Sebastian Vettel. Are we going to go for a dive up the inside into turn 1? It certainly looks like it. Big dive. We make contact with Sebastian Vettel. Max Verstappen just sails round the outside, but we've spun. So's Vettel. Let's have another look at that. Oh, we just went in. We went for a gap that was rapidly closing, and we were just committed at that point. So myself and Vettel both spun round. Looks like we got away because we banged wheels as opposed to the wing without damage. So not ideal. It's lost a lot of time. Max is, 6 seconds up the road now, but we weren't really in that race. I think we just got a bit antsy and just went for a gap that wasn't really there. So unfortunate for us, but we move onwards into the pit lane at the end of lap 14. We're going to stick those hard tyres on, I think. Charles Leclerc then sails past with Lando Norris in third still. And out we go on the hard tyre. Never used the hard tyre at Mexico, not even in practice, so I have no idea if this is any good. We found ourselves in P13. However, if the plan works, everybody else, it seems like is on soft or medium tyres, which means they're on for a 2-stop. So if we can keep some pace, we might be okay. Yuki Tsunoda there in P14 after his grid penalty. Lost a couple of places off the start then, it seems. Unless he was starting from the back. I actually didn't check that, so it's he may be making up places here, in which case, bravo. As we come round on lap 15, we're just not really settling into these hard tyres. Big moment there. Just not getting the grip that we really need around this track. Yeah, we're on the struggle bus here, I think. As Yuki Tsunoda sails past with DRS on the soft tyre. And into turn 1. Hopefully, no heroics on this one. No, we just settle in behind and accept our fate on this one. It's unfortunate because we were potentially on for a decent result today, and that may not be the case anymore. But let's see what we can do. We're just trying to keep pace with Tsunoda and Stroll. Currently within DRS range, which is ideal. Whether that will be the case at the end of the lap, we shall see. Surprised to see Latifi so far back after the season he's been having. And we have dropped it.
A new strategy is available.
I was not ready for that. We've completely dropped it. Virtual safety car's out. And we've lost the wing. Let's have another look at what happened. We just got too much on the curb there. Yeah, round we went. We just couldn't catch it. We've completely destroyed the front wing. So we're going to have to come in and change tyres. Let's see what we're going to do then on lap 16. Into the pit lane, of course. Virtual safety car was out. I imagine, given the time it took us to get all the way back to the pit lane, it may be finished by now. Soft tyres on then. We're just going to go ballsy here. See what we can do. If we come out in P19, that's last, by the way, given that Zhou Guanyu has finished. Or didn't finish, rather. Having another moment there. We're about to get lapped by the 2 Red Bulls. This weekend has gone from bad to worse for us.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
And in fact, we've decided we're going to retire the car, look after the engine, and prepare ourselves for the final race of the season.
So the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It may have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level, at the very top, is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. Not just victory today then, but the championship as well. What a spectacular season they've had. Congratulations to the whole team. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Well, that was a weekend we're going to want to forget. What a shambles that was. P8 start all the way down to last and ended up retiring the car because we were about to get lapped by the championship leader. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. We decided to save the car, save the components for the next time out. Charles Leclerc, though, ended up in P3. Wow, I didn't see that one coming. So good result then for Charles. Terrible result for us as we just didn't finish. We did not need that today after last time's DNF, but it is what it is. We've got one more race on this game. The best we can do from here is to hold on to our third position. I think it's likely because Charles would have to win the race and we would have to score no points in the next episode. Unlikely that's going to happen, but we'll see. Brazil's next for the last ever episode on F1 21. Should be a good one. F1 22 is coming up as well soon, so stay tuned for that. Like, comment and subscribe if you're new, and if you enjoyed the video, of course, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.